You ready? Let's go. 2-minute daily devo for Tuesday, March 28th. I'm in the New International Reader's Version today, and our verse of the day comes from the book of Psalm 23. Now, Psalm 23 is a psalm that I'm sure you're familiar with. It's very famous, probably one of the most famous chapters in the Bible, because it gives us this great word picture of who Jesus is in our lives. And it compares him to being the great shepherd and us being the sheep. And it's a perfect illustration because, as we talked about before, sometimes sheep need some help. In fact, you know what? Sheep always need some help. They're not the brightest animal, and I don't think that God's trying to put us down, but he's saying, hey, our dependence needs to be on Jesus, like the sheep are dependent on the shepherd. I want to start in verse 1 and read down to our verse of the day, which is verse 4. Here's what it says. The Lord is my shepherd. He gives me everything I need. He lets me lie down in fields of green grass. He leads me beside quiet waters. He gives me new strength. He guides me in the right paths for the honor of his name. And now our verse of the day. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid. You are with me. Your shepherd's rod and staff comfort me. So this chapter starts out and it talks about, just like I said, the dependence of us as sheep on the shepherd. And we're dependent for this, for everything that we need. That's what he supplies us with. He makes us lie down in green grass, leads us beside still waters, strengthens us, guides us where we should go. The shepherd is important for everything in our lives. Jesus should be the one that we're dependent on for everything. And then this leads me to our verse of the day, which is a beautiful word picture of what he does for us when we go through those difficult times. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid. How many of you have ever felt like you were walking in a dark valley? You know, I kind of feel like that right now. There's some things going on in my life where it feels dark. It feels like I can't see where to go. Well, it says, even though I walk through that darkest valley, I will not be afraid, because here's why. You are with me. Jesus is always with us. It says, your shepherd's rod and staff comfort me. You know, that rod and that staff that it's talking about, that's the one with the hook on it, and the shepherd would carry that. And as the sheep were walking through these valleys and there was maybe a cliff or a side that the sheep could fall off into a ravine, the shepherd would just lean that shepherd's staff and crook out and just kind of guide the sheep away from the danger. That's what Jesus does for you and I. You know, if you feel like you're in a dark place, rely on the shepherd. Lean into the shepherd. Don't lean into the trouble and the stuff that we're facing. Let's lean into the shepherd and lean into him, leading and guiding us to help us be comforted through those dark times. I know that you've dealt with things before. I know that you may be dealing with things now. This is where we need the great shepherd. And here's the thing, that verse right in the middle of our verse of the day, you are with me. Jesus is always with us in the middle of whatever we're facing. All right, that's it, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.